And you're live!
Wow!
Nice.
Elon Musk heard that part.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so greetings, fellow Armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And me, JokersWild. I wasn't sure how we were doing this.
Yeah. And me, AceAstro.
And me. You can read my name.
And it is I, the one who pilots chickens.
Right. And it is just face reveal time tonight. Yeah. I've technically seen PerGron's face, but I don't think that was on air, and I've never seen Ace's face. That was a surprise. So yeah, everybody, this is very exciting. We are recapping and doing our retrospective on the Sorcerer's Apprentice 8 Magic Journeys. We have a couple finalists. Tegan, I believe you are our resident third place queen.
Yeah. You know, I'm thinking about entering my own upcoming game just to get another bronze medal.
I know, right?
Awarded to myself.
Jokers, I said as much in my congratulatory post, but I truly think that you winning So You Want to Be an Imagineer handily twice, plus winning this, I mean, you got to be one of the best Armchair Imagineers, at least in this community. So hats off to the win, buddy.
Please say more. No.
Stop it.
PerGron and Ace also completed. PerGron and Ace are the Professor and Marianne of this bunch.
No.
Ace, I'm terribly sorry. I genuinely forget. I'm pretty sure you placed in the same tier that I did. Is that correct?
Yeah. I was in the same tier.
Like the 9th to 7th tier?
Yeah, something like that.
And I did the power move of fucking off and letting it so all of you can compete. You're welcome, really.
Thank you,
I have
PerGron.
things to say about that. Not about you stepping down. I have things to say about how many people were in the finals, but generally speaking, you know what? We'll kind of start this. I literally just told you guys off air that I don't have a structure, but I have some idea of I would like to start by kind of getting everyone's overall experiences with the season.
And then the concept of a structure.
Yeah. Well, after we do that, then we can kind of jump into some, just kind of round table. We'll kind of take some comments. We'll reminisce about some projects. It'll be great. But Jokers, I definitely need to throw it to you as the season's winner because, you and I, we worked pretty closely together, and you and I kind of had each other's backs when it came to some of the
he's basically the reason you won,
Well, I mean,
I couldn't have gotten here without Tiki.
Yeah, you couldn't have gotten here without me basically being the public man to be like, all this is so stressful, and Jokers is like, yes, Tiki, you self-implode. Good boy.
Like sending Tiki whispers through
you literally sabotaged my slide. You hacked into my phone.
You got me. That was me. I deleted half the project during Citrus streaming. Yeah, no, I thought it was a great season. No, I had a really good time. I thought it was a lot of fun. Everyone did really great. I feel like for me specifically, this season was one of the probably the only one where I felt consistently strong start to finish. So I'm glad that I was able to win a season I was wholly proud of. So yeah.
All right, I'll throw it over to AceAstro because AceAstro apparently AGP is here and he says, "Wait, no, it was Tiki Hulk and I." So I'm assuming you're kind of in that 10th, 9th slot with
it was 9th through 11th slot.
Okay, there we go.
But,
so as the person who placed, PerGron placed lower, but out of the finalists, as the lowest place into the finalists here, how do you feel about your overall game this season?
Yeah, with winning a previous Sorcerer's Apprentice and then Matter of Mysteries earlier this year, it was I wasn't going in to win or anything. It was help some newer people, fill in on whatever project whatever needs being filled in, and just sort of having fun, seeing the prompts, no real pressure of it. So it was cool sort of just going through the season, seeing the different sort of prompts of how can we keep it fresh, this many seasons into Sorcerer's Apprentice, and what'll get done differently, and just sort of no pressure and see what happens. And it was a lot of fun just doing whatever.
No pressure. Must have been nice. I dream of a game with no pressure, where I don't have self-esteem issues. Tegan, what say you?
You. No. No, it was a really fun season. As expected, Space did an awesome job hosting and getting to reviews insanely quickly. He had a tough workload, hosting solo. So hats off to him for being able to pull it off. But it was really fun. I mean, I was a little caught up in real life stuff at the beginning of the game, and I almost ended up being an early elimination, and I was like, no, wait, no, I have a lot more to offer. And I'm glad that I did, and kind of buckled down and got back into it, and kind of honestly felt reinvigorated by the game quite a bit, and was able to get another bronze medal out of the so mission accomplished.
You should get a trophy case with just your different bronze medals.
I should.
If we do a Disney debate belt tournament,
right? And it was fun getting to work with some people I hadn't worked with, like Jokers and I had never worked together somehow. So that was cool.
And that you both ended up as finalists, one slot away from each other in the placements. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he beat me again.
All right, PerGron, you were the only one to not make the finals by your own choosing. So you want to talk about your experiences kind of leading to that?
No, not really. No, yeah, I can. Yeah, I mean, I'm burnt out. I'm so burnt out. I went in, and the first round was like, all right, I'm in. And then the second round came, and I'm like, I'm pretty tired of doing this. And then the third round came, and I'm like, oh, wait, I'm still in. And then by the time the finals round, I survived somehow. I put in I'd like to keep going, because I thought I did. But at the end of the day, by the time finals were rolling around, I didn't even want to be a contender. I didn't want to take up that spot from somebody. I'm like, I just don't have the passion or the energy to write or be creative. I just want to be left alone. So I decided to bow out myself. That way everybody else can be a contender. Literally everybody else except for me can be a contender for the finals. I did it for you. I love you all. Maybe one day I'll return to playing. I think that's probably in the cards at some point. Maybe hosting too.
1986 sequel.
Maybe. We'll see.
Ooh, alliances maybe?
Oh, no.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna take a little gap and maybe do some guest reviewing here and there. Maybe work on a park of my own. Who knows?
Nice.
All right.
Or just be a menace. I'm pretty good at that.
AGP, it's going to be 1998.
Yeah.
You know what?
I thought you were doing the year
I'm just
2000.
gonna announce it right now. Nobody is called the summer slot yet. I'm just going to formally announce it because fuck it. Tegan's pumping her fist.
Wow, 9 minutes in. This is crazy.
All right, summer 2025. Be prepared for essentially what is going to be the spiritual successor to So You Want to Be an Imagineer, although there's already been one season of the game. That proved to be rather good. We're going to go to the far-off distant land of 1998. Now, the idea of this, as you all know, in 1986, the idea was basically the first half of the game, you're creating a castle park. Second half of the game, you're creating a second gate. This is going to work a little bit differently. Essentially, this is going to be very much tied to Disneyland Resort specifically. And the first half of the game is going to be all Tomorrowland. Y'all are going to take the disastrous Tomorrowland 1998 refurbishment, all out the window completely. Like, we're going to go piece by piece through Disneyland's Tomorrowland and systematically alternate history fix that bitch. And then the second half of the game, free
I
form.
think you can call it that.
I know. Second half of the game is going to be free form. Create a second gate for Disneyland. That's obviously not California Adventure. Preferably not Westcott either, guys. Seriously, please don't do Westcott.
We should
Anything but
all.
Westcott.
I will
Let's just
come in.
all do-
Hold
All
on.
come
Hold
together,
on.
yeah.
No.
make a
Hold
rock
on.
wall
We're all
pavilion.
here. We're all here. I want to pitch this right now. I will join the game. I will come out of retirement if and only if we can all agree right now to do California Adventure.
Done.
Okay, I was gonna say, between the two, no, hear me out. Between the two, I would much rather you do California Adventure than Westcott. I'm sick
Yeah,
of
but
Westcott.
We're doing
Only
two
if
By
half
all
the
means,
park-
do California Adventure. Just don't make it a carbon copy.
No,
Only
it's a
if half
for
the
one.
park can be a farm. Yeah, it's a farm.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
fine. Just don't.
The
do
other half of the
Westcott.
park
That's
is
all I ask.
Carlsbad. It's just a big desert.
That's totally fine. All right. So yes, we also got Pi in the comments. So yes, happy to have you, Pi. We also got AGP. Code Gias is here, but he seems very confused because we're not talking about the Nicolas Cage Sorcerer's Apprentice.
He'll get there. Nick Cage is coming.
Classic
Stick
mix
around.
up.
All
We
right.
can.
He's
We
on
can
his
talk
way.
about
He's
that. No,
waiting
we
in the
can't.
wings.
No, we don't have time for that shit. I'm sorry. Genuinely.
Nicolas Cage had only one better role, and it was long legs.
You're objectively wrong on both fronts. He's had many more roles that are better than Sorcerer's Apprentice, and none of them are long legs. Okay.
I
So
love
guys, you want
PerGron's
to hear
opinions about everything.
my my sob story this season?
About long legs.
Yes.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not gonna I'm actually gonna get somewhat serious for a minute.
Okay.
This season
Well,
took
then
a lot
I'll
out
be
of me.
back.
This season took a lot out of me, like honestly. Like I went into this season. Tegan knows this. Jokers probably knows this. I'm not sure if anyone else knows this. I was desperate to win. I really, really, really fucking wanted to win. And I was going to employ my whole Snoopy strategy of, doing significant but small contributions project by project. And as the game went on, as you guys know, I kind of got into this rut where it wasn't through any real fault of my own, really, because I really feel like there was maybe only one project where it's like, I just don't have anything for this. I think, ironically enough, that might have been the Muppets project, which I usually have at least something for.
Not the whole.
My problem this season, I feel like, is that I got way too in my own head. I definitely was suffering from kind of main character syndrome. I really, really, like, every time that my team lost, and my team happened to lose a lot, I was literally like the opposite of Mr. Sullivan in terms of, like, my team maybe won twice the whole damn game. We tied maybe once or twice, but I didn't even really consider that a win. So it was rough for me. It really was. And it really, I truly feel like this game kind of took a lot out of me. I feel like I didn't do my best work. I feel like, I don't want to come in here and be all like, woe is me, but like, I really feel like outside of a couple things, like I'm proud of the Splatoon stuff. I'm not exactly proud of my final project, honestly, just because it's literally unfinished. I don't know. I just think that for as much energy and anxiety and stress that I put into this thing, I was not contributing my best work. I really wasn't. I was not firing on all cylinders. I was basically relying on like, okay, I'll take this one thing and I'll do it as good as I can. Like a good example of that is the Frontierland project where I did the transportation stuff. I thought that was a decent contribution, but I feel like doing a couple ski lifts and, like a stupid X Games show that doesn't even culturally fit into the country that we're fitting it into.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
that was a fun project. I was glad we got
That was
to
a blast.
together.
So I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a little bummed about how this season shook out for me. I feel like I would feel a little better about it if I were to have placed in the top 5 at least. Because, like,
But if you had placed in the top 5, Tiki, don't you think you'd probably be like kicking yourself, like, oh my god, if I'd have just pushed a little harder here or here, I could have won. You know,
I mean,
like
here's the thing about that is that I got like the like what, like 8th through 6th slot or whatever.
I think you were
whatever it is.
specifically 6th place.
So I feel like that's right at the cutoff where like I can't really put that in a signature. Like, who's gonna brag about a 6th place finish?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think people are really putting anything in a signature unless they're like 3, 2, 1.
Well, I put in a signature that I was literally the worst player ever for like a
Oh,
couple
don't do
No,
that.
don't. It was
Thank you
such
for
a
removing that.
It was such a strong cast. I mean, like, you
Yes.
look
Yeah.
at the cast, it was like this was like an all-star season. It was like everybody, like you know. So I mean, and having 10 or 11 finalists too. I mean, it was like you can make an argument for almost anybody who is, you know, in the finals.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the elements. Like, I really don't want to come on here and start talking about how like, oh, Space should have done this, and this different. That's really like, Space has had his trouble with me this season, and I acknowledge that, and I completely like thank him for, you know, giving me the leeway that he did give me. Especially in stuff like when I was freaking out about not being able to finish my project on the due date. But honestly, man, that whole thing about how there were like 10 finalists, that threw off my whole strategy. That threw off the whole way that I was playing the game, because the way I was playing the game was like, essentially, okay, like, I know that I can't beat all of these people, but if I can be consistent enough, then I can at least be in the finals with a few of these people. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
And
you're playing to get to the final 5 and then playing off of that, not playing to get to the final 11 and then.
exactly, yeah.
I think you and I had this conversation where, like, I think it's kind of a double-edged sword, where, like, I totally get where Space was coming from, and it was a fantastic cast, and it's hard to cut it down, but it's also a lot of people, like, to get all the way to the end and
And
have
make no
everyone else
mistake,
get to the
we
end.
did do an awesome part. Like, an awesome part came out of it with the.
Yeah. I think it went the best it could
PerGron's
have.
fault for dropping out.
Yeah. You got the ball rolling.
My bad. I have tacos at the door, so I'll be back.
Your Applebee's taco.
My Applebee's tacos.
I hope that PerGron also got a shark bowl, because the shark bowl is just the Fiji island drink.
I just want it to be known that this makes me deeply miss America. Only in America can you get Applebee's tacos.
I don't know,
Okay.
but do you want Applebee's tacos?
No, I don't, but I want the option.
You want the
I-
idea of
I
it.
want to be able to, yes. I want to be able to say no to Applebee's tacos.
The availability of the tacos is more appealing than the tacos themselves.
Yes, yeah.
I was in Knott's for like a week, so for me it was literally just like boysenberry everything. And now boysenberry punch, I'm not, I swear to God, I am not saying this ironically at all. I would literally drink boysenberry punch just all the time.
Yeah.
Just all the fucking time. If I had the option to. I would.
Start making your own.
What's stopping you?
Yeah.
What's stopping me is the fact that I know I probably can buy the concentrate, but I'm just not good at mixing it. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
Just get boysenberries and like
It's
make
not going to be
punch out
the
of it.
same. It's like when people try to DIY Dole Whip. It's just never going to be the same.
You can find Knott's jam if you look hard enough, the boysenberry jam.
Well, yeah, no shit. You can find
Yeah.
Knott's jam. That's what they're fucking known for.
Tiki, I'm from the East Coast. We have bagels and nothing else.
You have
I love
from,
how
like,
all the way in
northern-
Japan, you're such an East Coaster that as soon as you came onto this call, you were like, "Hey, pardon me,
Yeah,
I'm
I
making
was.
a bagel."
I was making my bagel. I get them when I can. I can only get them at Costco. It's my easy breakfast. The few times a month I make breakfast.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of my spiel. I definitely think for me the highlights of the season were the Frontierland project was a lot of fun. Honestly, my one regret with the Frontierland project is that I was very razor focused on the whole Snoopy strategy of like, oh, I'm just going to do the one contribution, but do it really well. And I feel like I could have done more that project. I love the fact that Gillian Anderson of Survivor fame, second boot queen Gillian Anderson, is now a fixture of Sorcerer's Apprentice lore. That just warms my heart, and that is my single proudest contribution of the season, no doubt. And then also, like I said, the Nintendo project, I feel like that was something that was pretty much made for me. I got to do my Splatoon stuff. I thought my Splatoon stuff came out really, really well.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to do that. I know you were talking about wanting to.
Yeah, Jokers is someone who you're probably the only one who's even remotely familiar with Splatoon. So do you have anything to say about that?
I've only played a little bit. Oh, he's back.
That looks genuinely awful.
Really cold.
It's really cold.
Oh no.
I walked down and the guy had sent the picture, but he was still standing on my porch. So I opened the door to a man and I grabbed my food and he goes, "Sorry, I was checking my texts." And I go, "I was grabbing my food." So that's the kind of night we're having.
This is great. Let's savor this moment.
This was a really dry fucking
We're gonna
lime.
savor
dude.
this moment more than PerGron's gonna savor those tacos.
The lime's
Yeah,
probably
definitely.
microwave too.
It probably is. Like, this is cold. I'm gonna go off cam so I don't.
Yeah,
but,
You should, please.
but I'll be listening.
No, I only
Doing
played.
the sound of him chewing.
Great.
Just an
Yeah.
occasional crunch.
Get as close to the mic as you can, Per. Just, I've only played a little Splatoon, so I don't know it nearly as much as you do.
I swear to
It was
God,
really cool.
it's funny because it's like I'm like, as far as Splatoon players go, I am very casual, right? Like
Yeah.
I stick to maybe 2 or 3 weapons. I don't like to play around with the weapons. I like to find one that works for me, and that's the one I'm just going to use. And I don't do anything but turf war. So I'm very casual in that regard. But still, I am by far outside of like Jacob Weil, who is much more advanced than I am. I swear to God, I'm the only person that I've met online who actually plays Splatoon.
I'm fairly convinced that most Splatoon fans are Japanese, because it's massive
Or
12. Here. Or 12, yeah.
Yeah,
You know
Splatoon
what?
is cool though. I have a friend who plays a lot of it, and I was hanging out with her one time, just kind of watching and stuff instead of participating. And it seems really fun, and seems like it would lend itself really well to like some sort of interactive theme park experience. So
Absolutely.
We did. When did we do Splatoon? Was that season 18? So you want to be Imagineer?
Did we?
There was a
did we
Splatoon
ever do
something
Splatoon?
for Islands of Adventure. Someone
Oh
did, like, it was
yes,
mixed
was
with
that? I
someone.
want to say that was maybe season 19.
You might be right. Oh yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
because I was judging. Yeah, you're right.
Are you sure Splatoon was part of that though? Because we did the
Yeah.
Nintendo Sci-Fi City. Is that, or that's what I'm thinking of?
No, that was Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Bullshit. Nintendo Sci-Fi City was definitely So You Want to Be an Imagineer.
No,
somebody look it up.
The one that I did Pikmin for.
No, in the So You Want to Be an Imagineer project, Pikmin was basically like the Perry the Platypus game, and
Oh no, we're talking about different projects. Okay.
yeah.
Because I know that there was an Islands of Adventure project that had Splatoon as one of the lands. Like
Oh no,
Zeus
I'm sorry.
Landing.
Never mind. This was not Islands of Adventure. This was a Universal Florida. So I believe the footprint was going to be Springfield plus World Expo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember that. That was season 19. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, it was really good. It was a fun read.
But yeah, just really quick on my end, I just, if it did come off like I had main character syndrome this season, it's only because I did. I'm not trying to make any excuses for that. I was very wrapped up in my own head this season about how good or bad I was doing, and when I would voice my frustrations, I wasn't really taking other people into account. I apologize for that. I definitely know that I let my emotions get the better of me at least a few times throughout the course of the season. And again, I would like to give a big thanks to Space, who basically Space did the best thing that you could do in these sorts of situations when I'm going off, and that's to just ignore it. So kudos to Space for that. Honestly, I'm not even being sarcastic.
I forgive you.
All right. Well, I wanted to come on.
Didn't bother me at all, but I forgive you too if it makes you feel better.
PerGron's tummy and heart are both full.
You know what's funny, Tegan? It's one of those things with me where it's like whenever I have an episode like that where I get like super emotional, I always think that it affects people way more than it does. I don't know. But it's part of the. I don't want to get too. It's part of my whole thing.
For sure. I got you.
But
post taco review, they fucking sucked. They were terrible.
I'm shocked. I can't believe it.
I was supposed to get 4. They gave me 3.
Whoa.
Really?
I don't know that I could have eaten 4, but for $15, including delivery fee, it wasn't worth it.
But if the
delivery
tacos
guy
were
ate
bad,
Wait, $15?
That's what he was doing.
That's what he was doing.
He turned around with taco all over his face. He said, "Sorry, I was checking."
Yeah, probably.
He was like-
I had to eat one of your cold tacos.
I had a bean, cheese, and beef bowl from Fiesta Village the last day I was at Knott's. Gave me terrible heartburn.
Oh no!
For like the last 3 hours that I was in the park, I was like,
"Are you sure you weren't just wistful that you were going home?"
No, at that point I was definitely ready.
Are you
to
sure
go
it
home.
wasn't the every 15 minutes of boysenberry juice?
No, seriously, Scary
Maybe
Farm,
more
man.
boysenberry juice will quell this.
4 nights in a row of Scary Farm, genuinely one of the funnest things I've ever done on any trip. Also, hands down, one of the most exhausting. I mean, like I'm still feeling it. It's
4 nights in a row of Berry Farm.
Yeah.
Well,
4
actually,
nights in a row of
literally,
berry juice.
literally. Never mind. It's not as funny as it should have been.
No, too. HHN fucked me up the one time I went. It was
Oh
so
god,
much
no! I did one trip where I did HHN twice, and yeah, that's
Sorry.
Sorry,
I remember doing HHN.
Yeah.
Literally the night before, I had to catch like a shuttle to Busch Gardens at like 9 in the morning.
Oh my god,
that was fucking fun. Yeah. That was the day I had the meltdown on the tram because I was stuck in like gridlock traffic, and I was like, I'm literally never going to get there.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Anyways, did anyone else have a meltdown during the season, or was it just me?
I did, but
I
not for
kinda
anything
did.
that had to do with the game. So
I had a kind of wistful project, but no real meltdowns.
I quit, so.
Yeah.
that count as a
Technically a meltdown.
meltdown, or
Mhm.
PerGron's just like fucking I'm done.
Yeah, I do that a lot, but this time I felt it. Usually it's just because I don't want to continue that game. This
Right.
time I didn't want to continue.
Just at all. Like I just need to
We're
hole
doing-
in the woods with my cold tacos. And
Yeah, that's life. Who doesn't like cold Applebee's appetizer tacos and living in the middle of the woods with a strange man who might still be on your porch? Honestly,
He's still
I'm not
there.
sure.
Yeah. I'll have
I
text you
didn't
after.
check. I went upstairs and he was still standing there. So
He's still eating
Gonna
that
be
fourth
there
taco.
tomorrow morning.
yeah,
Like,
maybe I have a new roommate.
a new porch mate.
Could be.
You should at least make sure he's got a sleeping bag.
Yeah, I'll go ask him if he wants to be on the podcast.
What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah.
What was your
How'd you
favorite
think about the
project this
season?
What was your
DoorDash
favorite
guy?
project?
It's just randomly like Hulk or something.
Yeah, it's just yeah. Doug is just doing DoorDash right now.
On the opposite side of the country, too.
Right, literally the exact opposite.
The literal opposite.
As far away as you possibly can get.
Oh god.
How much do you know about theme park design?
I'll share another cold taco if you tell me what you thought about Tiki's Splatoon.
Which do you prefer? Do you think Disney Sea's better or Der Efteling?
I'm sure Disney Sea is better, but I'm also sure that Efteling would be more my personal taste currently.
Yeah.
With
Now
the
that I've
whole-
been to Disney Sea, I want to go to Efteling, which I
Oh,
wanted to
go
before. But
Efteling so bad.
yeah.
Anyways, y'all, let's talk about our favorite projects this season. What do you
Yeah.
have?
Who?
Not all
Yeah,
at
you just
once.
said that nebulously into the void.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to tell us who's going first because you're the host.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
all children. We follow your lead.
Yeah.
Please, Mr. Tiki.
God be with all of us.
Okay, you know what? Tegan, we've got enough literal middle schoolers signed up for What If right now. I'm we're going to have to do
This is a great opportunity to teach the manners.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not treating any of you like children because I'm actually going to have to be dealing with literal children. So
Yeah, I know. I hire people at work all the time where I'm like, oh, I could be your mom. This is weird.
AGP, that's not a bot. that's
Yeah.
that is a real person. Sorry.
AGP might be a bot.
We don't know. That's very
Oh,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
are.
don't know.
AGP, try this captcha for a second. I'm curious.
How many of these pictures contain a bus?
AGP, summarize the first 5 minutes of this podcast.
I don't think a human could do that, honestly.
Yeah, you're right.
How many times has the word taco been mentioned?
At least 57.
all right, Sonia, I have not played Oogie's Revenge on PS2, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the one where Jack has that weird
His
freaking
whip.
Yeah, the glow green whip arm thing. Yeah. I also love going to Knott's on Christmas, just not as much as Scary Farm. Am I the only one that's been to Scary Farm?
Yes.
Yes.
Someday. I live in Japan, Tiki. We don't have a Japanese Knott's Berry Farm.
You
I live on
should.
the
Are you
wood.
sure about that? There's
There's
no equivalent where some
Not
Japanese
really.
rice farmers or something just started out Nintendo code. You know,
We have
Damn.
Tanaka's rice farm.
They started up a little tea house, it was a little tea garden. Then they just put it up from there.
I live in the woods and there's a man trapping me in my house on my porch. I can't go to Scary Farm, unfortunately.
Do you think
won't
you'd
let me.
Do you think you'd like to build a log
Scary
flume on your
Farm doesn't have
property?
animals, unfortunately. So yeah,
I live in Detroit, so I'll get murdered if I try to go to that. I'm kidding. That's I guess if we're all just doing stereotypes of where
Just-
we live.
Does Knott's just have beef with
They have
Detroit,
berries.
Michigan?
They have berries.
They're berries, not bees.
Different farm.
Uh,
No, there's Park España. That's the only thing I can think of. Or Nagashima Spa Land. But they're all going to Six Flags. They're just
Right.
it's just a parking lot with roller
right,
coasters.
right, yeah.
to
Nothing's got
answer
the
your
panache.
question, my favorite project from the season was New Frontierland.
Mm.
Yeah, had a lot of fun
That's a
with
really
that.
great project.
I really like the first one about the Universal park about books and everything when we made
Yeah.
the interactive bookcase and all of that, so that they're all different books and going through each land as if it was his own like story. That was a lot of fun. It's just sort of a different presentation style.
I think
Wait, the very first one where it was literally everybody?
Yeah, when we were all just one team working through that whole park.
That was so chaotic.
It was a mess.
Yeah. Once we got there, though, I loved the project.
Yeah, exactly. Getting to there was a disaster, but the final project was really good.
Yeah.
And a good chunk of y'all just wanted to work on the children's literature section.
Oh my god, that killed me. Like, there were
Yeah.
like 10 people just wanting to do children's literature.
This is all I read, okay? I don't know. I'm not
I am.
good.
It's
Not
a
good
shame.
for a literature project.
It's a shame we didn't do comic books. I really wanted us to.
Mhm.
But I think it was just
too.
you.
You
and me
know
were
how
the
much
only
I was
people who
fucking
wanted
pushing
it.
Watchmen, motherfucker.
Well, no, I know you were pushing Watchmen, but I'm talking about broader comic book, like the concept.
Okay,
like
but
DC, Marvel.
it's okay. No, I'm
Hellboy.
sorry. I'm still not over this. I'm still not over
You
this.
did your Watchmen. You had your Watchmen stuff.
I did my
Random
stupid
coming.
little Watchmen sushi thing. It
Yeah.
could have been an e-ticket. No, seriously, Watchmen is like, out of anything comic book related, that is absolutely the thing, the piece of media that is going to be the most like literature. Why did we not do Watchmen? Why did nobody even take me up on Watchmen?
To be fair, all comic books are technically literature. What is a picture book if not a comic book with few words and few pictures?
Oh.
Yeah. This is how I won the season through philosophy.
Right. It's like no one could argue with you. So it's like, well, I guess he's right.
I'm the Imagineer Board's Rhodes Scholar. No, I
Right.
think my favorite was Luminous, probably.
Mm.
Yeah.
So since
It's a
we're
really great
all I don't want to just repeat the same stuff over and over again. I'm going to throw a wrench in this and just we're going to just go chronologically through every project. How do y'all like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Let's
All right,
do
so
it.
talk about
I'm here to
book one.
party.
Last.
Book 2, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? This was the animatronic show in Epcot, featuring Luminous, as Joker said.
Yeah. Oh wait, can we talk about Project 1 really quick because he refused to talk about it in the last show. I really like Project 1. I like, as we said, I thought it was really great. Specifically, I really like my part. But I think as a whole, it all came out really well. It was a really cool project. It was really fun to make. It was stressful to make.
I honestly feel like that was kind of my problem the whole season, was like I was focused so much on what I was doing. I wasn't even reading a lot of what the other people were doing, which maybe was why I ended up doing a fucking Haruki Murakami scene in this animatronic show that totally didn't fit.
Yeah, probably. As soon as I saw Murakami, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Tiki. Tiki wrote it.
Maybe that's why you finished sixth.
Specifically because I included Murakami.
Yeah.
just that pattern of like, oh, you're doing this, cool, I'm gonna do that.
No, I honestly, yes, that specifically is probably had something to do with it. Yeah, because that was a pattern for me. That's honestly all I remember about the animatronic project. I remember I wasn't too invested in it. I also remember that I was a big proponent of Tintorino's Fantasia project, even though that wasn't really the popular pick. But for me, I really thought it exemplified Epcot pretty well. As good
It was
as
a cool show.
Yeah, as good as
I'm
an IP
biased.
project could be.
Oh.
I just got to do really cool concept art for Project 2, so I was happy with that. I got to make fun stuff with Sharpies, so I was
Nice.
content.
Yeah. We really put it together on that project. The script was really cool. I wish I could have helped out more with the script, but I was way distracted by the song. The song came out really well.
Sully
really-
wrote the script in 3 hours.
Oh my god, really? Jeez,
Yeah,
good for
and then
him.
I had to go. I went through and touched it up just to keep it in line. But I'm like, I'm not even doing anything this round. I'm like, I'm making edits. Nothing of this is mine.
No.
Hey, but
Alright,
a good
so-
editor is important.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
So,
Editor-in-chief, that's me.
just
So we have
tacos, man.
book 3, Casino Royale. This is definitely one of my personal favorites. Am I the only one who's braved the Adventure Dome here?
Yes.
I assume so.
Mhm.
Oh, that's not like Scary Farm, guys. That's not a place you want to be.
It's
Trust
a real
me.
scary farm.
Yeah. Oh no, Adventure Dome literally has some dark shit in its history that is quite terrifying. I'm not even joking.
I know.
Yeah, so I had a ball with this. I actually do think that out of the 3 projects, I would put ours last just because it's like, yeah, it's like we're doing villains and a circus. It's, it's circus plus very generic villain theme. But I still, this is definitely one of the contributions I had where I was really freaking proud of the Pink Elephants mini golf. I think that's definitely one of the best things that I did throughout the season. I thought my dueling coaster was pretty strong as well, although definitely not one of my better coasters. Yeah, I put a lot into this one, but I think this is just kind of where I started to realize, like, oh shit, my ideas might be good, but yeah, these other 2 teams, man, they're really coming to play, and they're coming to play hard. So yeah, this is where I kind of started to get a little bit of performance anxiety here. Anything else to say about this?
We had a hell of a time getting ourselves to our concept, but once we did, it was fantastic.
Yeah, that
It was
was
an uphill battle.
That was the war against villains.
Yep.
Disney movies have nothing on us. Phantasmic looks like nothing. Like we had to go to battle against all the Disney villains for days on end. It was a never-ending battle. I
But
was
I'm proud to say
exhausted
we
by the
won.
end of it. We
We
won
drowned
by
them in the
throwing them in
bayou.
a swamp. I got to put fish in a pool. That was fun.
He did it, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the project.
We basically made the indoor like Memphis Bass Pro Pyramid. Like that's pretty much what we made, featuring a Haunted Mansion walkthrough, and it's
Yeah.
beautiful for that.
Yeah.
The Memphis Pyramid's amazing.
I want that clip of I got to put fish in a pool just on its own. No context.
Not to toot my own horn here, but Tiki, you could have a lot of like shorts that are just stupid shit I say.
No, I know.
And you'd have tons of views. You just gotta clip.
I still think we need a best of the debates.
Yeah,
absolutely.
with me arguing that Gaston isn't the villain and it's capitalism instead.
Oh man.
Because of the prices of eggs.
All right, so book 4, we went to Disneyland Paris.
Oh yeah.
This was when we did our team did Dino Hidden Square.
I
And
still
I
think we
was like,
should've
you know
won.
what? This is such an original idea, and yet somehow all the team is very all in on it. I think we have a good chance to win. And then fucking Tintin happened.
The team wasn't all in on it. It took us a while again too.
Oh, I don't know if Tegan remembers this, but our team killed me this round because it was a theme about Hollywood, and like the first 3 days, it was like, okay, let's do a Broadway land. I'm like,
Yeah, I know. I
was like, what happened here?
Right. No,
It's
and
all
I got
touring
mixed up on that
productions.
too, because like everything for that round, I contributed like the dining, which is something I don't normally do, and I remember like I was still had it in my head like, okay, we're doing Broadway style stuff, so I did like a bunch of stuff that would work in like New York instead of like LA, and then it was and I was like, okay, it is what it is now. It's just an American land.
Yeah, because I think it was that it started as like, oh, we'll build out the waterfront and it'll be like a New York waterfront land, and it's like, well, what's going to go in New York? Broadway shows. And I was like, I feel like we've lost the plot here.
and you were correct, Ace. We did in fact lose the entire plot.
It took us a while to land on Dino Haddon, but I feel like once we did, generally speaking, people were on board with it.
Yeah, it took a lot of convincing for a couple days though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We had
I
to
But once we
think
got
Dino
there, it
had
was
the
fine.
one too, just FYI.
Yeah. Thank you.
But I don't know. Is it a hot take to say that I think Tintin is like way too fucking overrepresented in this game, and
that was kind of my issue with it.
Yeah,
Like, I think it was a good project, but I don't like how on the nose it was, which
Yeah,
doesn't really speak to the quality of the project. But
I mean, if I'm going to be a little bitch here, I think it kind of does, honestly.
well, I mean, I think the project as a
How
project
often
is
are you
really
going to get a
cool.
fucking live action Super Mario Brothers land? I mean, it's
No,
like,
you're right. Yeah,
and Tintin is
Sorcerer's
all-
Apprentice 9, no
it's
Tintin.
coming. Yeah.
And
I'm someone where it's like my only exposure to Tintin is the Spielberg movie, which I very much file into the it's aight category. Like, I think it's a fine movie. It doesn't blow me away. I have no connection to the comics. I know that people like Doug and Disney Dad and maybe other people, I don't know. I just associate those two with Tintin for some reason. I know that they're like borderline obsessed with it. So more power to them. But like, honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, Tintin, it did cause the one thing in the game long ago, but are we really going to prop it up? Like, oh yes, Tintin, absolutely, it has to win every time. I'm not going to lie.
Well,
this is one of the judgment calls I was a little bit annoyed with.
In their defense, when I hosted a French exchange student, the only gifts he brought me were Tintin comics. So maybe in
Really?
France, it's super, super big.
I mean,
Like,
I'm sure it is super, super big in France.
I have 5 Tintin comics in French that I can't fucking read. Yep, they're all sitting in an attic.
In the French corner.
Yep.
I mean, knowing Space, I'm sure he judged it on the merits of the project rather than the meme. But
For sure. Yeah.
But I
no,
also
Space
personally
wouldn't do that.
no.
I mean, I did Chuck E. Cheese, but Mario, so like
Yeah,
that
it was
should've
great. We should have done Chuck E. Cheese.
I
with
just
Tintin.
feel like
Yeah.
I just feel like our concept was so out there that like Tintin was the safe choice that round.
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, we all agree, Space. Redo your
Yeah,
vote.
Change
yeah,
it now.
fix it.
Well, look, all I'm saying is that I could have gotten like one more win under my belt. That would have made that legitimately
know.
could have changed the whole dynamic of how I was feeling about my game. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Because as it stands now, I like we're going through this shit. I have yet to win a single project. We're getting into
Yeah, but you still got as far as you did. What's next?
Yeah. What is
the
next?
Access to Billionaires, which is Plopsa Land, Camarden, and Energylandia. This is one that I kind of checked out for. I know what did I do? I did the
You did coaster, 2 coasters.
yeah, but I'm trying to remember what Balto. I did Balto.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Remember, we had a whole fight about it. Not between you and me. We were on the same side. But we...
So I think Balto was probably the best coaster that I did this season. I got to be honest, as far as like the brainstorming side of things that round, I was a little bit checked out. Parks where I have to put a lot of research in, although I'm a fucking hypocrite, but because I love to put parts like that in my game. I literally messaged Tegan like, "Hey, not Scary Farm." Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Nah. Anyways.
Did. Yeah. It's I don't even remember what I did for our team on this one. I remember the prompt, but I don't remember what I did.
You did the Maya and the Bee expansion.
That's right. Oh yeah, no, I loved that one. Why did I forget about it? Sorry. Ever since I had COVID, my brain is just shit.
Get it together, Tegan.
Sorry.
Push those viruses out.
Right.
That one was great because I got to watch a random Polish kids movie and then never think about it again.
Did it have Korean subtitles like the cats file you sent us?
Yeah.
No, I did like a really shitty boat ride, and that was like 90% because I was very over the brainstorming. I just wanted to be done with the project.
This one was a curse for me.
Yeah.
As much as everybody loves,
big time.
everybody knows that like I'm the animal guy, if there's one thing that I'm going to admit here on air for everyone to hear, I hate working on animal projects with other people. I
Right.
cannot fucking stand it. I hate that other people have opinions. Oh, we should put this animal or do this thing, because that's not how it works. Like I did not want to do an African savanna because they're in, I don't even remember what fucking country.
Denmark.
Yeah. African animals don't do Denmark.
I don't know.
So I didn't want to put them there, and then somebody was like, "No, we gotta have elephants." It's like they have elephants now. I don't want
The
to put.
Lion King 4, Simba's Denmark vacation.
Yeah, like I really, as much as I love doing animal projects, I like doing them when I get the animal stuff, and then other people get like the other stuff, and I can fit the animals into it. Rather than when we have an entire park that's a zoo and then also the stuff is supplementary. Like, to me, it was a curse, because I'm like, I have to take all of this, because even though I could let other people do other things and like work on the animal stuff, I know in my heart of hearts, I am going to be such a control freak over this.
Yeah.
And then because of that, I overextended myself and half the shit didn't get finished.
That's probably probably the starting point of what led to your burnout.
Honestly.
Most likely.
Yeah. Like I was like, I have to make all these exhibits for these. Like, I wanted to cut 3 of those lands. I didn't want an aquarium. It's an aquarium. Why do we have an aquarium here?
They got dolphins.
Yeah. We hold the dolphin.
I'm gonna need another clip with no context of PerGron going, "I hate that people have opinions."
No, I remember us having a talk about that during the Vegas project too. How I think you didn't want animals, but some people did.
Yeah.
So we had to
I was like,
do a
no,
compromise.
it's indoors. We shouldn't. I'm like, I can put a fish tank. Like, yeah. I want to tell you guys, this game, I did not put a single animal in there that didn't belong willingly.
Good.
And even half the time, I didn't put the animals that were there willingly. The only one I did was the poop bathroom, but we'll get to it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on from that, we have this is the start of Act 2 now. We have Book 6, Ready Player One. This was the theme park Smash Brothers. This might be my personal favorite project. This was a ton of fun to work on.
No, you did great on it. I was on vacation, so I put in some very, very shitty music. But it was fun to do.
And I do... Joker, should I make the criticism?
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, you're going to anyway.
Yeah.
Make it.
I really don't. I really... So...
Oh,
again,
I know which one. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So again, with as much work as I put into this, and as passionate as I was about it, and the fact that I had up to this point not won a single project, I honestly did not like the fact that this was a tie. And if my team would have lost, we probably would have lost. If you would have made a judgment call, it wouldn't have surprised me. But
I don't think we would have lost, personally. I don't know.
I just, because I'm, you know what? I'm going to be totally candid here, guys. I'm like looking at this roster of projects again, and I'm just like literally reminded of the fact that the Splatoon one was literally the only one that I actually placed first in. And I'm kind of getting that self-deprecation kind of fall over again.
Oh, don't do that. You played 6th in the whole game, and it was a team-based game the whole time, and
we had a difficult team, Tiki.
We had a very
we had a difficult team.
We'll talk about it off air, but boy, did we!
Like, it is not on you.
And when you go back to the,
I feel like it is because we went through different iterations of teams, and it felt
Not
like
really,
every time.
No, you joined our very dysfunctional team. Is what happened.
I think things started getting better for you after certain events.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Events for off stream.
And if you go back to the first 3 teams and you look at those rosters and you also look at who won, like me and Ace's team didn't win a single round.
We did not.
We didn't
We
win
lost every
anything,
time.
but we had
Yeah,
the
but,
most.
but like I said, like after the teams got literally, I won once. The whole thing, I won once.
Yeah,
And
but
you
even
still-
up to where we are right now, Project 6, Tegan and I had never won either.
Yeah, we
Right.
didn't win anything up to this point, and yet, but you know, we still made it as far as we did. Like, so it's
I
like,
think PerGron and I only won 2 or 3.
Up to this point, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
so
we
it's
won-
like your individual
Technically, Tiki-
contributions, you know,
Tiki-
aren't gonna.
Technically, you did win one up to this point. You won the first
Book
round.
1.
And you won,
You
our
won the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the individual contributions aren't gonna necessarily like be what
Mhm.
you know,
Hmm.
like makes it a project win. It's not like, you know, like or lose.
And Pi,
just-
oops, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sorry. I was gonna say Pi has a good point as well in the comments that the winning / losing didn't really matter.
Yeah,
and like
then
it,
how
it
many-
does and it doesn't, and I kind of wish that this season was structured like last season.
I just
Where
wish that it would
was
have been a little
casual
bit more
tournament.
even because I just
No, I
I
agree.
frankly feel like I fucking sucked the whole time.
No.
No, you didn't.
No,
though.
it's-
No.
You do not suck at all, Tiki. It's just that Mr. Sullivan was great.
I mean,
No,
honestly,
no,
like shit. It kind of it almost was like that. It was just like, you know, whatever team he was on seemed to. That just speaks to him though, not anybody else. I mean, like
Have
and
we
I
ever
promise
met-
you.
Have we ever seen him in space in a room together?
Mm.
We'll talk.
New
about this
guy
more
comes
off
in and
stream,
suddenly
but-
starts winning. Hmm.
Is Sullivan on your porch
I was
holding
gonna
tacos?
We'll talk about this more off stream, but for the first 2 projects at least that we won, like that was I am convinced that was luck and just lightning in a
Mhm.
bottle.
It was brutal resolve and
Yes. It was people in the right place at the right time.
I
Because
hit
I will-
fifth. I
I
had
will say
15
after,
reasons.
I will say books 7 and 8.
Mm.
That was my low point. I genuinely
Me
don't
too.
even remember what book 7 was.
Was that the Halloween one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That was
don't
my
remember
low
what
point
I did.
too.
And with
What
the
was the
Muppets
Halloween
project,
one?
I remember that was the one where I was like, I'm just not.
What was
You know,
the Muppets
we
one?
got, we
The
got
Halloween one was the one where PerGron said, "I have no ideas," and then we saw him next. And then we saw him next project.
and that was basically me on the Muppets project.
Yeah.
I don't remember either of these projects. Probably because I,
I don't
said I
think
have no
you-
ideas and then didn't
I
participate.
also think
Basically.
this was during the period of the game where, like, you know, like I'm pretty sure that, like, if I were to guess, I'm sure probably like school was starting up for people. Maybe it was just kind of like that stretch where there wasn't a lot. I don't necessarily think the prompts. I mean, I think all the prompts were really good this season, but I think out of all the prompts, those 2 were maybe 2 of the ones that, you know, were fine. But like, frankly, Jokers, I'm with you. I'm kind of sick of this season taught me that I am sick of working on Muppet shit. Sorry,
Oh,
Ace.
thank you.
Oh, I agree.
Oh, we're here.
I love
Slowly
Muppet
but surely.
Project.
I love the Muppets. I hate how much we lean on the Muppets.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm kind
That's
of
fair.
doing that.
That's
I'm
fair.
I don't like that if we don't have an idea, we just default to Muppets.
right.
If I
definitely.
never saw Muppets suggested again, I could die happy.
Mhm.
Like, I also love the Muppets. I adore
I
them.
adore it. Yeah.
I've been making my top 100 movies of all time, and both the Muppet movie and the Muppets are on it.
That's
Good.
fair.
Good.
So,
Good.
like, I love them, but God, there's nothing you can do with them in the
Mhm.
No.
like.
Really.
You want to do the Muppet movie ride again and again and again? It's like
yeah, it does.
it's like-
It does feel like
Ever
every
again.
Yeah.
possible idea has kind of been explored.
right. Do you want to do Muppet Vision 3D 2? Do you want to do?
60.
You want to do a Swedish chef restaurant? Like what? It's been done.
It's literally what
I-
the Simpsons did it
The
for.
I
Muppets are
do-
dead. Let them rest.
Oh, no. I do like both of the shows that we did, and Lord Fosnator did some really good work on
Yeah.
his show.
Mhm.
I wrote
Lord
like a demo.
Fosnator, I love him to death, and I think he's really improved since he
Mm.
first came onto the scene.
Yes.
He was
Mhm.
probably the reason why I just kind of sat back because I could tell from how he was running it, it was basically going to be his way or the highway.
Yeah, but I think it was a good opportunity to let him do that.
It was. Yeah, I don't want
Right.
I don't want to poo-poo on him, but
It
Yeah.
didn't involve Japanese warplanes, so it was
No,
it was
but
a good experience for him.
that is the one Muppet crossover I'd see. I would accept that.
Muppets Pearl Harbor.
The Great Muppets War Ride.
who would be Ben Affleck?
Kermit.
Okay, Pi says, I'm pretty sure I was the only one on either team that enjoyed the Halloween round.
You're
I think
certainly
probably
among the only ones who
Halloween rounds
remember
that
it.
came early. That is, if I had one argument for not Scary Farm, I totally get you wanting to stick to Disney. I totally get that. But Not Scary Farm would fit so well into the actual time frame that.
But sometimes people don't like doing non-Disney things.
And sometimes you do a whole Halloween themed event and it goes till February and there's no eliminations because people keep dropping out every round. And then it burns you out from hosting anything ever again. So
Well,
We don't know what that's
Alright.
about, though. We don't know what you're talking about. No. There's no way to figure that out.
That's great. That never happened.
Yeah.
Well, spoiler alert, there's another game coming up that's going to go to February, too.
Right. So moving on, we have It's Not Easy Being, or not. I'm sorry, that was the Muppet one. We have All Creatures Great and Small, which is the poop bathroom. My personal favorite. And another one, I'm sorry, guys. I truly feel like I could have, like, this should have been mine. As far as, like, the win or lose. Like.
But I did a vlog.
Tiki, I pooped.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't think I would focus so much on winning or whatever. It's like just like were you happy with what you created? Were you happy with your contribution?
Yeah.
And if you were, that's really the only thing that like matters. I mean, there was some projects and well, hell, there was stuff in this game where like our team finished last, and when there was still 3 teams, and it's like, but you know, it was like I still did something that I was happy with or proud of. I mean, it just really speaks to like how talented everybody in this community is.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the differences between like first to second to third when there's 3 teams is like minute nitpicky stuff almost. I mean, like you almost have to get nitpicky to pick winners sometimes in these competitions.
And this one was
Space
a
even
tie,
qualified
right?
that.
This was a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to give my
sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Space qualified that with most every round too, that they were absurdly close.
Right.
Sorry, please.
This is gonna be my hot take from this one. Another one. Special PerGron hot take alert. As one of the brains behind the original Lavatory, I hated working on a sequel. Poop only strikes the bathroom once, and it didn't. Doing it twice, I was like, I did the poop bathroom. It was a poop bathroom, and it was beautiful and brilliant, and I was very passionate about it. And I put all of my real life knowledge into it, and then having to capture that lightning in a bottle a second time was brutal. And as much as I loved the original one, as much as I adored it, still to this day, one of my favorite projects I've worked on. I feel like we leaned into the bit a little too much. I feel like the lore of Sorcerer's Apprentice took over because a themed bathroom could be a really fun concept. Sticking it down into they made a poop bathroom one time, we should make another poop bathroom, when really there is one person on the forums who cares enough about poop to make a poop bathroom.
I care about poop.
At least from the educational aspect.
I do it every day.
I worry about anybody. I worry about anybody else on the forum that might be into poop in general.
Finally.
Some of us didn't get to work on the poop bathroom project.
That's true, but I think just they leaned into the bit a little too much.
I think Space was just trying to find something fun and easy.
Yeah.
For like
and
levity.
that's fair. It just
Yeah.
personally stabbed me with a metal rod through the heart.
It
The
stabbed
poopy
you with a
stick.
poop rod through the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, a big plunger through the heart. I did get the opportunity to rectify my mistake of not putting an animal in
To
the bathroom.
Or like
Rectify your
rectify, am I
mistake.
right?
I did get to put animals in the bathrooms like the Nashville Zoo has, though. So that was
there
fun.
you go. Oh man.
And Space said a bunch of times that he like changed around the
Mhm.
projects and what was in
Yep.
and what was out a lot too.
Yep.
So it seems like it's a very liquid competition.
So I guess maybe I'm just being biased here, but like I just love the fact that I worked Gillian Anderson in. Or,
Oh, that was very
Gillian
fun.
Larson, not Gillian Anderson. Gillian Anderson is the
From the X-Files, yeah.
Yeah, so the Gillian Larson, would y'all like to see the elephant tongue? That was just a point of pride for me, and honestly, I think I worked her in a really natural way. Maybe I was too fixated on the Gillian Larson thing. I don't know. I mean, these ties, they came at points where I was very proud of what I had done, and I know you're all saying that it doesn't matter, but for me, it kind of does. And for me, I feel like if I would have outright won even one of the two things I was tied for, I truly feel like I would come away from this game feeling better about my performance.
That's totally valid.
Because honestly, I truly felt like I was the bad luck charm of the teams. I truly felt that way. Especially like going into the final rounds. I mean, I thought that it was literally impossible for me to win anything.
Yeah. We'll talk about the real bad luck charm after the show. It was not Tiki.
Don't you guys all wish you could be in on this?
Don't you wish you were in the cool club?
Patreon.
Damn.
Yeah, join the Patreon. Come to So you want to pay an Imagineer.
We'll name names for $10.
Here's the Patreon going to be where we're going to just dish all our tea.
Yeah.
Just 20 person community.
Yeah, come to, we're going to use real names too. We're going to dox them.
Use everyone's Christian names.
Especially theme park priest.
So you want to be part of a non-toxic community?
Oh yes, Jokers, your true Christian name, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes,
Those were the ones we had to pick in Bible school.
your
right?
true Christian name. All
Oh, is
right.
that what that means?
JokersWild.
Because I was like, what does that mean?
I thought it was
I'm
just your
being
full
super
legal
cryptic
name.
for a reason, Tegan. I am being super cryptic for a reason. Let's just leave it at that. Anyways,
Okay.
I've probably already said too much.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Hold on, I'll put it in the private chat just so everyone knows, but
Oh,
please
God.
don't say it out loud.
While we're doing that, let's move on to the next project. What
Mhm.
is the next project? Is it Nintendo?
Frontierland.
Okay. I forgot.
Yes.
Let's.
I feel like I
it was
already hinted at
Frontierland.
it
Thank
too
you.
much, but
It's
whatever.
It's okay. It's
Frontierland.
okay. It's okay.
The new Western land versus new Western land.
Yeah, I loved this one. This was my favorite project in the game for sure, like by far. And I'm really happy with what we did. I'm pretty sure we lost, but I
We
loved
did.
it. Yeah.
Hard.
But I loved it though. It's fine.
Mhm.
Like it was great. I wouldn't change a thing about it.
I don't remember this one.
This is in
I-
PerGron's already checked out net.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one you quit after.
Is it?
Yeah, you did. Yes, you were gonna do Haunted Mansion with me, and you said I have notes for Haunted Mansion. Then I waited 2 days, and then I wrote Haunted Mansion by myself. And then you dropped out.
Oh yeah, didn't I? I did the Country Bears, right?
Oh yes, you did. Yeah,
Yeah,
you did do Country Bears.
That's what
forgot
I
about
did.
that.
So
Yeah,
me too.
I am happy with how this project turned out. I will say that, generally speaking, I think my team had some really killer ideas, and I feel like this was the project. And at this point in the season, I kind of felt like it was too late to switch my strategy around since we only had a couple more projects left. But it was at this point in the season where I kind of realized, like, shit, my whole approach of doing the one thing and doing it really well, that's not really vibing on a team level. And so because of that, like, I mean, I'm glad you guys liked all my stuff that I did for this, but I truly do feel like I could have done more, or at least been more present in the brainstorming to maybe, you know, put the pieces together a little bit more on this. I don't know.
I think you were thinking about the season in a little different way too, because I know you talked to me about portfolios a lot, and yeah, which is totally valid.
When it comes to resume, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe I've just watched too much modern, like, new era Survivor. That's very possible. New era Survivor very heavily emphasizes the resume building factor of that gameplay. But that specifically, folks, Jokers was my little, like, verbal punching bag when it came to
it was never directed at me.
Like, every time that I would lose, I would be like, I can't believe I lost again.
And that's why you won.
Yeah,
because you had to put up
dealing with Tiki's abuse.
I took all the winning energy.
I know, right?
Siphoned it out of everybody.
Yeah, you manifested that yourself, Tiki.
No.
Damn.
I'm kidding.
It's why I've been single for 12 years.
Oh no.
Oh man.
But
Jokers keep stealing them from you.
Holy shit.
No, I've been single for 12 years because I'm asexual and I don't really look. So yeah.
Yeah.
Is what it is. I don't know someone who's into a sexual relationship. Most people are into sexual relationships. Isn't that a fucking pickle? Anyways.
This was a weird project for me.
This is a weird podcast.
No, this is great. We're having a great time.
We are.
I had a bad week during that project, so I didn't really. I did 2 rides, but they weren't very good. And yeah, it was just kind of an off week. But I think the project as a whole was fantastic, and it was another one of those like lightning in a bottle rounds where just the ideas were really great.
I got to write the words "Thank God I'm a country bear," and I think that's what kept me going.
Oh my god. I listened to Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs last week. I've never listened to the whole thing. It was
It's
wild.
a beautiful album.
It's a great album.
Great album, seriously, yeah. All right, and that leads us into book
Nintendo
11. Yeah, Nintendo. We already pretty much touched on this. I was pretty much razor focused on my Splatoon stuff. For a while, I do remember there was literally one day where, like, I posted like a layout and nobody got back to me, and I was like, why isn't anyone getting back to me? What the fuck? We need to get going on this now. I literally ate all your heads off. I'm still digesting them. How the fuck do you all still have heads right now?
I totally forgot I was still in it at this point. Not mentally.
Yeah.
But I did the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon log flume.
Yes,
that's right.
And this would have been Jokers and I got to work together.
Yeah.
There are a couple moments throughout the season.
It was a lot of fun. I hope that we get to again in the future.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. It was like really good energy on our squad for this one. And of course it was the
Porch guy back, PerGron?
The Porch guy still there?
I just heard something.
Clearly.
Is there a man on your porch?
Or the munching of taco shells.
The munching of cold taco shell.
Yeah.
Both the Raven, muy bien.
He's still coming.
Yeah, this project was like will Tegan do Metroid again? And
yeah, we had the discussion.
I think
Yeah,
our team was like, we're not going to do Metroid because Tegan's team is going to. So I was like, we don't have to worry about that.
Right, and that's I kind of figured that's what everyone was gonna think, but you know how we were talking about the Muppets earlier? That's kind of where I'm at with my favorite franchise now. Is it's like I've done everything I could possibly do with Metroid at this point. Like I even did. like I was going through stuff earlier, and I was like, there's Metroid attractions I've done in games that I forgot I did because I've just done so many of them. I did one in Manor of Mysteries, like in the first round, I think. It was like in the creepy Tomorrowland that we did.
Oh God.
Like yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna not do it unless you guys like insist that I do it or something. But so it was fun to get to do something other than that in a Nintendo project.
Yeah. We had a lot of weird ideas. It was really fun.
Yeah.
We ended up kind of like working on our own things, everyone. But it was cool. It was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
for my team, it was pretty much like that too, because Doug did the Banjo-Kazooie coaster, which was definitely a standout. I obviously did Splatoon. PerGron did Pokemon. Yeah, it was more or less, and I feel like our projects did kind of flow together very well. So this is
so now that I'm saying,
where I definitely am glad that I got the win, because let me just say, if I went through all that shit with Splatoon and then somehow didn't end up winning that project, I genuinely don't know if I would have even bothered to do a final project. I would have been fucking pissed. I'm not even gonna lie.
So now that I'm saying that,
and I still didn't feel it.
Now that I'm saying that, we did have a lot of fun
you didn't come into this
collaboration
game
too.
literally like my whole thing this game is that I got second place to Doug, and I knew that season that I was not going to beat Doug. I knew it was virtually impossible, but with Doug already being a winner, I was like, okay, maybe there's argument. I don't know if Doug did step down or not. I don't think he did. He said he might. He kind of made allusions to that in some of the group chats. I don't know
For
if
the final project.
No, just in general. Remember, he made that post in one of the team hangout threads where he was like, "Hey, I just so y'all know, I'm not playing to win, but I'm rooting for other people to win." Do you remember that?
Yeah, no, I don't think he did anything official.
I don't.
But
think
I wouldn't be surprised if Space.
Well, no, because he placed like 5th or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 7th. It was like you just beat him, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
that honestly could have just been like
account.
Doug being like, "Look, let Tiki at least beat me. He's been having."
No, I don't think that happened.
No, but no. So I came into this very much like. But again, I didn't know that I was going to be facing off against like 9 people. My assumption was that the finals were probably going to have like 3 to 5 people. And if one of those people was going to be Doug, I was going to hope that he would kind of have the mentality of, well, I've already won once. You know what I mean?
That was he did. He still brought it.
I was not prepared. And ironically enough, Jokers, I was working closely with you the whole game.
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't think you were a possibility to win. Honestly,
I know you didn't.
Honestly, I feel like you winning was probably the best case scenario besides me winning in my personal game. And that's exactly what happened. So
I came into the season wanting to win because it was my intention that this would be my last game. And it worked out. So goodbye.
Okay,
well, that's the thing is that I genuinely. Oh, good timing. Good timing. That's the thing is that I genuinely do I want to play again? I mean, I had a hell of a time this season, but at the same time, I still want that damn win. I mean, it's like a win in Sorcerer's Apprentice is not like a win in any other game, including So You Want to Be an Imagineer. I mean, So You Want to Be an Imagineer is, an illustrious game in its own right, but Sorcerer's Apprentice, man, that thing is a marathon, and it takes a true level of skill and talent and dedication to actually win that thing. And I really would love to one day be able to claim that. But genuinely speaking, with, I'm fucking I'm going to be 35, 36 by the next time the Sorcerer's Apprentice comes around. And most of the people that are going to be playing are probably legitimately going to be in middle school and high school. So it's like, it's
so you can beat them up, Tiki.
Yeah, you can take them.
I can't beat them. I can
Stuff
maybe
them
beat
in the
them
lockers.
up with my words. I cannot beat them up with my technical skills.
Just
but
physically.
Your fists. Yeah, your fists.
Yeah, just punch them.
On the
Challenge
Patreon,
them.
when we dox them, you can
Tell Fight them challenge them to feats
All
of
right, can
strength.
we not even joke about doxing minors? That's
Come on, it's a YouTube pastime.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if you virtue signal enough, you can make it like seem like you're justified.
Yeah, we're just Disney fans, you know?
We're moving the next
Right.
game to Twitter.
One thing that I will say about like the recent like influx of kind of that age group of people is that I'm kind of wanting to have like a strict college and older crowd who actually comes onto the podcast.
No, that's fair.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Yeah, so just I just want to formally kind of announce that. I'm sure that there's probably at least a couple people that maybe wanted to come on for this, but I just don't feel comfortable like with, because these conversations can get very adult very fast, So yeah, I don't necessarily feel comfortable if you're not like kind of already in the rotation for podcasts at this point. We will need new blood eventually, but hopefully the new people will kind of at least age into that. Maybe we'll see. Anyways,
Well, they can't stay 15 forever,
Says who?
They'll have to
Says-
get
modern
get there at
medicine
some
scares
point.
me, Tegan.
They're gonna go full the substance. That's a
I'm
movie.
15 years old and I need to stay 15 forever. God damn it.
Oh my god.
I cannot turn 18. Once I turn 18, that's it. I'm done.
I peaked in sophomore year.
Same.
Stop quoting me, please.
I probably peaked in senior year, straight up. Senior year was really good for me.
I've got nowhere to go. What up?
I got
It's a
nowhere to
good
go but
it's
down.
a good place to be, honestly.
All right, so final project. The one note I have is that I'm gonna be real with y'all. I like my idea for the music pavilion, and I like how I had. Oh, I think they have.
Bye, Jokers.
It's going to get
He's
another
got
bagel.
Applebee's
Gonna
tacos.
I'm quitting again.
Japanese version of Applebee's wonton tacos. Is there a man on your porch?
I told them not to come until 2, but I never know. They're very efficient.
So yeah, I like my idea. Like basically, what I tried to do with my pavilion was a couple things. I really wanted to design it around the that museum in San Francisco, the Academy of Sciences Museum in San Francisco. I think I did a good job of emulating that design while still making it my own thing and not just having it be just a total ripoff. And I think I did a decent job of the different music, music venues, because I truly wanted this space to be like the premier place for like live music in theme parks, like the most live music in a theme park that has ever been attempted. My only issue is that I feel like with the world music of it all, I leaned way too heavily into my own taste. So we have like, the classic music, the classical music. We have British Invasion, which is fine, I guess. We have the Speakeasy, which is fine. Greenwich Village, 60s folk. That's kind of where I'm a little bit like, I like the idea of a Greenwich Village like performance space with the indoor-outdoor vibes. I don't necessarily think British Invasion and 60s folk needed to be in the same. I think I could have done with one or the other. And then with the attraction choices, like Daft Punk, honestly, I could have done way more with that. It was just a lazy inclusion. I'm not going to lie. I actually enjoyed working on the Black Parade, but the Black Parade was very much an ego thing for me. That was very much like a for me kind of thing. And then the Gorillaz e-ticket, I had some really solid ideas for, but I just never actually got to finish it because y'all know what happened with slides. I literally went to edit slides on my phone and it just was not happening. And so
the apps are terrible.
Yeah.
Google.
So I'm not gonna lie, I'm still kind of heartbroken. Like I don't think I would have won, but I'm genuinely kind of curious if I would have placed in the top 5 if I would have actually had the time to finish the Gorillas e-ticket, maybe round out. Like, I know I needed to post a picture of the layout of my pavilion, and I didn't do that. You know, a couple other things. I could have had a couple more pieces of concept art.
Your project needed more death metal.
Yeah.
I have kind of a similar like feeling about because like I ran out of real life or like of available time to work on mine because it like turned into just a really busy week and stuff like between work and like everything else for me. So I like ran out of time to do. I had so many ideas for so much different concept art I wanted to include
yeah.
and I couldn't do it. It takes time to like do that stuff with like you know, by hand and everything, which is how I was planning on doing all of it. So I kind of wondered like if I wouldn't have been able to do a little bit better if I had actually had everything in my project that I wanted. But honestly, I don't know. Third was probably my peak this season anyway.
And I just feel like with most of the stuff that I included, besides, I don't know, I feel like I gave a decent amount of detail to the concert venues. Obviously, Gorillas was unfinished. Black Parade, I actually managed to finish out. But I was just kind of like, yeah, there's a Daft Punk laser show, and it takes place on the tree. Yeah, fog and lasers and shit. Like, I really didn't feel committed. You know what I mean? I really felt like in the Hall of the Mountain King, cool concept for an attraction. I really don't feel like I built that out as much as it could have been. So,
well, it was the final project was like as open and fun and cool as it was. It was also a little bit limiting in some ways because we're, you know, like I did not expect like an Epcot sequel to be the finale at all. Like that caught me by total surprise. And so you know, I think there's been some finale projects that have been a little bit more open than that. This was kind of like directed even from like an aesthetics point of view. Like there was definitely something that like Space was trying to capture. I love it. I think it's like as a park, I think the Nexus Expo is one of the best parks that the community has developed for sure. I love it, especially being a huge Epcot fan. Like it turned out great, but it definitely was a little constricting as far as what you could do, especially because we all had to do our own pavilion. So then like as people are like coming up with their ideas or calling what they want to do, like then you have to figure out like, well, what do I make that fits in here somehow and like not only fits my taste and what I want to create, but also fits like the vibe of the park that we're making. And you know, I know that I definitely was speaking to that quite a bit in the group brainstorming about like, no, everyone just do whatever the hell you want because like it's the last project anyway. So
I do kind of wish that teamwork was a part of the project. Like I get the want to have it just be a solo project, but I think it's a really interesting idea to have us all working on one park.
Yeah.
And like trying to balance that between like the actual overarching teamwork part. That's the whole park. So I wish it kind of leaned more into that because I feel like you and I were kind of, and Pi, very much Pi, we're kind of scrambling to like make sure the park was becoming a thing as well and not just a collection of pavilions. Where some people were very much focused on their solo, which is very valid and totally fair.
For sure.
But, yeah. But
I was kind of in both of those camps to certain degrees too, because it's like I wanted to make sure that the park did work, but at the same time, I didn't want anybody to feel like they had to choose a certain topic or something.
Oh yeah, no,
you
not
know,
that far. Like more like,
but that made it challenging.
Giving the park an identity. Yeah. Which we definitely did. Like it came out. Really
for sure. Oh, it came out incredible. Yeah. And you won.
Yeah, it's really cool. I still think my pavilion was really bad. I think it was more for the season than the pavilion. But like everything, it came out really cool. It was a lot of fun. Also, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick it up because I didn't glue it, but I still have the model that I made right here. Oh, it's kind of falling apart. This is my crazy idea that I spent like 4 hours making, and it was stupid. But I'd always wanted to try making a model. So I just did.
All right, you want to know my side of the coin on this project from the perspective of someone who just very selfishly wanted to win at all costs?
Yeah.
I did not give a fuck if the part came together.
Oh
If
yeah.
the part didn't come together, all the fucking better for me, because that
Right.
other people fucked up. And
But
that's
on the
what I
flip side-
needed. That's what I was fucking banking on. That's
But on
what
the
I
flip
didn't get
side-
enough of.
You
On
being
the
a
flip
selfish
side-
shellfish over there.
On the flip side, teamwork got you a logo.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Very true. It was that, and then also I extended an olive branch to Doug to be like, "Hey, you've got Donald Duck and Math Magic Land. I've got a Music Magic Land." He didn't seem particularly enthused about combining forces on that. I don't.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was glad that Space actively enjoyed the fact that there were two Donald Duck things in the park. I think
Yeah.
it was like one of the quirky, kind of unifying things about the park as a whole.
Also, Easter egg for Tiki's logo. The music on it is one little spark.
Oh, nice.
Love that.
Yeah, I think I really like the park as a whole. I think it came out really well. Everyone did fantastic pavilion.
I'm glad it came out as well as it did now that the dust has settled.
Yeah.
But in the moment when I was in it, I
Mm.
was straight up fucking praying that other
Yeah.
people were going to flop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Tiki was cursing your households.
Yeah, you're the reason I had to go to 3 stores to find white ping pong balls.
Oh god.
Beer pong not big in Japan.
No, well, table tennis is, but I could only find orange ones.
Ah.
So, like, I don't fucking want orange and a white ping pong ball.
But you could have just painted them.
I didn't want to do that. I was doing it the night before.
Damn late. And this is our winner. This is the one who won. Not even willing to paint an orange ping pong ball.
This shows ya.
Space, take it away.
Yeah, Space, it seems like you have to go back from the beginning and redo all of it.
And then disqualify Sully just because.
Dude, seriously, if we could just play the game with the whole cast, but just not have Sullivan be a part of it.
let's ostracize. Let's
We do not
I'm
need
Sullivan.
that,
seriously saying this for the sake of, like, I'm not trying to ostracize him, of course, but I'm saying this for the sake of, like, a thought experiment. I genuinely think it would be interesting. Like how different would the actual place?
I think it was a complete coincidence.
Yes. I don't
I
want to
think-
talk about this too much on air, but I agree with PerGron.
Like he just happened to be on the lucky team. Like Sullivan's a very good player.
He's amazing. Yeah.
Wrote an amazing script. Did a lot of amazing work. I don't think Sullivan was the one winning all of them for his team.
Yes.
I think he was a strong part of it.
Yes.
I would gladly trade play if I were in Sullivan's shoes where I literally won every single prompt. I would be so fucking proud of myself.
And then Sullivan would feel bad.
He didn't win all of them, Tiki.
You know what? I would gladly trade the Nintendo one that I won for all the other wins that he had.
Yeah.
Sullivan also put up with a lot of stuff, but we'll talk about that after.
Yes. Yes.
Boy, this
Or the
boy, this-
Patreon.
The Patreon. Tune in the Patreon.
Man, this post-stream conversation is gonna be wild.
Yeah.
I'm seriously looking forward to it.
And with that, see you guys later.
Goodbye. Today I would
But
like to
seriously,
announce
do we
we're
have
all retiring.
any other things to go over? I mean, we've already kind of covered the winner and everything, and we went through all the rounds.
Yeah, boy, have you. No, it was a great season. I had a lot of fun. I'm not just saying that because I won. Like the projects were a lot of fun. Like I said when I like posted after the results and everything. I think this is like the first season, maybe ever, where I feel like I actively improved in a lot of aspects in how I make these.
I feel like
I'm
my
sorry.
game was such a downgrade from the game that I got runner up in. Like
I mean,
it was
that happens.
stupidly a downgrade, just stupid
okay.
downgrade.
Hmm.
It happened.
I've been
You
in a
know,
downhill. I've been in a downhill spiral since 1986. I went
Like
on I went on an evil era because of a rock wall, Tiki. You're,
As you should have.
you are nowhere near the level of decreasing skill that I
You could
have.
I honestly feel like
be
what I
negative.
said about like wanting the other people in the finals to crash and burn, does that not put me in my villain era?
Do you remember
guess.
Ace during 1986?
Yes, I do.
Actively playing against everyone.
No.
Never.
Don't remember that for summer 2025.
See, if we start seeing Dark Tiki, as much as I'd love it, I will be suing for copyright.
I think that's legitimately a good note to end out on. Does anyone have anything else?
Did we want to like just preview What If real quick at all? Or,
Yeah, sure. By all
do we wanna
means.
just-
Yeah.
or do we want to just get fucked and get out of here? Okay.
Get fucked, Tegan.
I mean,
I'm
there's not.
asexual, so that's not really going to
Oh.
happen for me.
You know, there's
Companionship would be nice, though.
Get companion, Tiki.
Wow, that asexual joke really took that.
that just wasn't at all what I was expecting when I joined the conversation.
I feel like
But-
more poo
I'm
talk
a
ruined
regular
this channel.
Todd Sanchez.
I love it. But so yeah, What If is gonna be it's gonna be a really fun game. It's gonna be very approachable and like great for casual players, but also great for players who are looking to like be competitive and whatnot. I guess I'll go ahead and reveal a couple of details on the stream. So the game is going to be 2 teams, and it is going to be a best of 11 series. So basically, the first team who wins 6 games, 6 prompts, is going to be like the winning team of the regular season. And they'll advance to the finals, but we will play through all 11 games because there will be wild cards also for a couple of other people
Okay.
from the other teams.
I was going
And
to say, what if we just end up in a situation where, like, I
Yeah.
get onto one of the teams somehow and just lose all 6 in a row?
No.
my God,
I'm
well, you
kidding
didn't
at this
sign
point.
up anyway, and I also already sent you the prompts. So you, although I've changed a few prompts from the ones that I sent you, and I've also changed the order of
Oh,
a
you
few
need to
things.
update me.
I'll update you like after this or tomorrow or something for sure.
problem.
But yeah, and there's also going to be a couple other little details and things that I'll reveal later. But I think it'll be like kind of an interesting way to like approach for things, be like kind of having that scoreboard in the background for people. I think like maybe like if a team is able to get like a couple round advantage, maybe they might feel more more risk taking or something with like certain prompts or whatever. And then like I said, there's a couple other little twists, nothing that's going to be like completely game breaking or anything like that, but things that will kind of keep everything spicy. I know I mentioned earlier it's going to go through February. There's going to be a little holiday break just for everybody's, sanity and everybody's, just to keep everyone at ease. But I am going to post like a prompt for the holiday break, like something that's not going to be part of the game at all, but just like something that people can work on if they choose to for funsies.
Yeah, for our Jewish audience.
Yeah, I said holiday break.
Hanukkah's during Christmas this year.
Is it?
Yeah. It's very
I
late.
want to point out that the little tag on my Ghost Rider shirt is still on. And I bought this thing like a week ago.
So you can still return it.
Yeah. You're just testing it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to fly back to
right.
Buena Park just to return this shirt.
Yeah.
And then
If
they're going to
anybody
see
is
this
petty enough
podcast
to
and be
do
like,
it-
Wait a minute.
More of this.
we pay for the Patreon. You can't get
Dude,
away.
if I could fly back to Buena Park just to do Scary Farm all over again, I would. I fucking love Scary Farm.
But so it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think, with the cast too. Even though there's a couple of you Jokers and PerGron that I wish were in the game, we do have a really fun mix of like some veteran players and some new players, and I think that's gonna make the dynamic really fun.
I mean, I think this season of Sorcerer's Apprentice, like y'all were saying, it was pretty much an all-star season. So I am excited to see like some new blood jump in, like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, people don't come out fully formed as like PerGron and AceAstro and Tegan. You know what I mean?
Aw.
Jokers, you came out pretty fully formed. That's why I didn't include
Did.
you. Like,
Me.
you got
That's
third
okay.
place the first time you played. You
Yeah, I
were,
did. Yeah, I did get there.
you were pretty much cooking from the word go. But
Yeah. Me. What can I say? I'm a savant.
But no, seriously, like much like Survivor is in desperate need of a returnee player season, so we can see some of these new era players. I'm losing everyone who's not into Survivor right now. I apologize.
You're doing great.
You know, but like Survivor just has had this new era where it's like all new players. We need to see them get tested in a returnee player season so that they can actually get a legacy. And I feel like we need to see some of these newer people kind of prove their worth too. Not prove their worth, but you know, like prove their skill level. Like
Prove
you know
your
what I mean?
worth.
Yeah.
Prove
Well,
you can be on the podcast when you hit 21.
Well, Sullivan and Early both.
I'll
just
take
had
20. I'll take
phenomenal-
19, just as long as you're not still in high school. Honestly, that's my cutoff.
Yeah, Sullivan and Early
Oh,
just had.
no. I want a voice clip of that.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, that's got to be on the shorts. Subscribe to So You Want to Be an Imagineer shorts.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's my cutoff. As long as you're not in high school. No, that does sound really bad. I'm sorry.
We've had some grown adults on that we probably shouldn't have had anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that's an after the podcast.
Goodness.
God, you guys are really missing out.
I know.
Yeah.
Our one viewer.
I wish I actually had a Patreon to plug.
We should.
We
It
can
should
make
be-
one up.
Yep.
Go to www.imagineer and pay Tiki $15.
For
Yeah,
the
that's
lowest
totally gonna
level.
work.
We'll give you a list of names.
Pay 25 and we give you the addresses with it.
All right, and on that note, folks, yeah. What if coming when, Tegan?
The 20th. It's a week from today.
Woo.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right. Well, it's been fun, y'all. Have a good night, and we are going to have some fun post-show discussion.